We moved to Portugal and I don't have any summer clothes to wear. And this is not an exaggeration when, you have a full wardrobe and you constantly say, oh, I have nothing to wear. This is not the case. I have this set, the same exact set in a different color, this dress, and that's basically the entirety of my summer wardrobe. I can also mix and match them, and I can also use shirts on top of the dress, but that's about it. Quick reminder, before moving, we lived in the UK, and these outfits were made last year when we started working with Portuguese factories for our deadstock fabric shop. So that's all I had when we moved, and I basically wore it as a uniform for a few months. Now it's time to get back to work and create my brand new summer wardrobe. And honestly, I don't even remember what I used to wear in summer before I moved to the UK. And in the last 7-8 years, my taste, my style changed a lot. I am now on this brand new journey of figuring out who am I during the summer, what I love to wear, what works, what doesn't work in the hot climate. If you look back through our older videos, you'll hear me talking a lot about the importance of designing clothes with sleeves that can fit a jumper underneath or on top. Everything I was making before was based on the British climate. I need to be able to layer my clothes. So even the idea of making something without the sleeves feels pretty surreal to me. And if you're curious how and why we moved to Portugal, check out this video where I covered the first steps in our immigration process. And while we are very happy with the move, any immigration, even well planned and wanted, is still a huge stress for the body. So I refuse to add any more stress than I need. What I need is brand new summer wardrobe. No idea yet what it's gonna be, but I need to start somewhere. And to make the start easy and smooth, I will begin with very simple garments. I just want to have something to wear which is different from these two sets and this dress. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Liza Bennett. I am co-founder of Studio Arkdefo, designer and educator. My biggest passion and mission in life is helping women feeling great in their bodies with the clothes that fit just right. In our comprehensive online courses, we teach you how to work with your measurements and body type and design garments that actually fit you. We break down pattern drafting into bite-sized steps so that you can create your custom pattern blocks and learn how to design any garment you want based on them. After you learn these basics, you won't ever wonder where to get a sewing pattern and will it work for you. You will gain the skill of designing sewing patterns and understanding how to put any garment together. We have courses for complete beginners and advanced makers alike. And if you'd like to have a first-hand free experience on how we teach, check out our underwear course, which is available for free on this channel, and I'll drop the link to the playlist below this video. Quick and lazy summer wardrobe. Let's go. The first thing I'd like to make is a long t-shirt dress, sleeveless, so kind of like a tank top but long and flared at the bottom. Since it's a t-shirt-like dress, I'll be using t-shirt-like fabric, jersey. You will never see me wearing anything too tight, and when you're working with stretchy fabric, you don't have to make it body hugging. You can decide on the fit that you prefer. I want to have some space between my body and the dress, and it's not just about my personal styling preferences. I am learning very fast that to stay cool in the heat, it's really beneficial to have that extra space between the garment and the body. I have this most beautiful cut of dark green cotton linen jersey, and this is what I often do when I'm not sure exactly what I want to make. I just try on the fabric in front of the mirror. And a quick friendly reminder that knit fabric also requires pre-washing to avoid garment shrinking and also clear up all the factory dust. And ironing. Iron the fabric before you cut into it, and iron your seams if you want your garment to look nice and not poorly made. And I know that so many of you are scared to work with jersey. I love jersey, and I really hope that with my videos showing you how I work with that, you will lose that fear and start trying. Also, if you've never worked with jersey and you just want to try, then go and find your old t-shirts. That's exactly the fabric I'm talking about. And if you don't have an overlocker, you can absolutely use your usual domestic sewing machine. The only difference would be that you'll be changing the needle for the jersey one, and you'll be using a zigzag stitch instead of a straight one. When it comes to cutting jersey, jersey loves to be touched. You want to lay it on a flat surface, table or floor, and carefully make sure that it's lying flat. Just go over it with your hands and remove all the bobbling. It is a little bit trickier to cut than woven fabric, and in this case I need two details, one for the front, one for the back. So I first just cut the length for the front and work with it. It's much easier this way. Then I cut the same length for the back, and whatever is left I'll use later. As I mentioned already a few times, I want the entire process to be super lazy, and I brought my pattern blocks with me, but instead of making a new pattern, I will adapt an old one. I made this pattern for a long sleeve knit dress earlier this year, and luckily I kept it. I don't remember how the dress fits, so let's go and try it on. It is pretty loose, kind of exactly what I'm looking for, so it will work great as a base. At first I thought that I would at least make a quick pattern for the top, but truthfully I'm not even sure about the shape of the armhole I want, so instead I'll just use these patterns as they are, and then I will decide on the armholes during the actual fitting. Another thing, as you can see, the paper patterns got a bit smooshed during the move, and if this happens, you can absolutely iron them flat. Just make sure that you use some sort of cloth in between the iron and the pattern. And now I'm ready to cut my pieces, and Zeus is helping me, of course. Another kind reminder, never cut fabric in the air. You always want to have the bottom knife of your scissors to slide on the surface, and it doesn't matter what is your surface, the table or the floor. You never cut in the air, because this is where mistakes happen. Your scissors always stay on the surface, and if you do need to cut some fiddly details and it's impossible to lie them flat, then you use your other hand, your fingers, as the base for the scissors to rest on. It's never just in thin air. There is always some sort of support under the lower knife. And once I have my details cut, I quickly stitch them together, just the shoulder seams and the side seams. I do this so that I can try the dress on and figure out my armhole's shape. Just a very quick straight stitch that will be easy to unpick if I need to. So in terms of armholes, I'm actually pretty happy about them. They're a bit further away from the skin. Great. It's not a tank top, it's kind of more relaxed fit dress. And then when it comes to the shoulders, I do not like it. I want them like this, so kind of almost no shoulder, so it comes in towards the neck. So I just take a choke and I draw on one side only. Same on the back, something like this. So, and now I can just turn it in and see what I've done. Something like that. That's much better. That's now the shoulder showing up. This is how it looks full length. Really nice and flowy, plenty of room here. I really hope that this video will be a friendly reminder that clothes making doesn't have to be overly complicated, and when you allow yourself to have fun with it, to experiment and try different ideas out, you will gain much more experience than by simply following a ready pattern. Now I just cut off the excess fabric. First from the side I drew on, and then I used that offcut as a template for the other side. That's it. I cut it off, and there is one little issue which is super common, but I want to show you how to fix it in case you try a dress like that. Look what is happening. I cut these lines off, but they are exposed a little bit too much. Look how much fabric I have here. It's a lot of heavy fabric, and look what it's holding on. This two little tiny shoulder seams. So basically it's pulling itself down. Because this dress is such a relaxed fit, making corrections is so simple. A few things I can do here. All of these corrections are true for the knit fabrics, okay? So first thing, I can just pull up my shoulders a little bit, maybe a couple centimeters, an inch, and it's already a lot more decent on the side. And after that, look, that's what's sticking out. So I can remove, again, a couple of centimeters here in the seam, and that's it. That's done. I can remove that extra fabric from the armpits right away with an overlocker. So I'm doing two things at once: resizing the fit a little bit and properly finishing off my side seams. And iron, of course. I'm not showing all of it, but every single seam needs to be ironed. And as for the trims, for the neckline and the armholes, I cover this in detail in the tank top video. If you don't know how to finish off your t-shirt necklines so they sit closer to your body or your armholes, then make sure to check it out later. Okay, very quick in between. So this side I added the trim, this side not yet. And the trim I haven't even overlocked it yet, and I haven't ironed it. So it's just attached, just with a straight stitch with the sewing machine, just to check the fit. Look how much better this sits. Like, it has the shape, it holds the shape. This one is still very floppy. And for the trim, to keep your armholes or your necklines together, it needs to be about, it depends on the fabric, but I would say roughly in general, most of the times, about 20% shorter than whatever the opening is. So my neckline was 50 centimeters, like the length of the circumference. I made the trim 40 centimeters. The circumference of the armhole was 65. I made the trim 52. It's not precise science, it depends on the fabric, on the feel, and the more you practice, the more you just know what feels right. And here, actually, see, it's a little bit sticking out. I could have made a bit tighter, but I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay that it's not super close to the body. I kind of love it. And also, it will come a bit closer after I iron it. That's the progress. So I'll add a second trim, connect everything together, iron it, and basically we'll be done. And that's my first sleeveless dress ready. Quick, simple, and perfect for Portuguese summer. And by the way, this orange bra that is poking through is from the previous video where I shared about our immigration journey. I also made this quick sports bra. It works great to be worn under the garments and also on its own. The one thing I haven't properly finished here is the hem, because I'm not sure yet about the length. I kind of like it here, but I might change my mind, maybe go a little bit shorter. I don't know. I will have to test it in the wild. I'm a strong believer that if you want to truly understand how, the garment works, does it work, what could be better, what is not as good, the only way to figure it out is to actually test it. How to test clothing? By wearing it. So I'm gonna wear it inside, outside, and I'll see what I think about the hemline. At the moment, it's just overlocked. It looks okay, so I might just leave it as it is. Anyway, that's it for today. And if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to see what's coming next for my brand new summer wardrobe. I don't think I've ever drunk so much water in my life.